I used to just go with whatever meat looked good or was on sale at the grocery store. But now that I've experienced the exceptional quality, flavor, and convenience that you can get from Omaha Steaks, I'm never going back. They can build a custom food plan based on your schedule, which means less food waste and stocking up on high-quality proteins to always have on hand. With Omaha Steaks in your freezer, you're always just minutes away from a quality dinner. Whether it's Taco Tuesday or a weekend feast. Taste the Omaha Steaks difference and never settle for grocery proteins again. Get flavorful, high-quality proteins delivered by visiting omahasteaks.com. Plus $35 off when you use promo code YUM at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, code YUM. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code YUM at checkout for $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today, are you tired of living with stained and worn-out carpeting? Does the den look like bears spent the winter with you? Spring is here, and so is Empire Today's half off your project sale, starting now, but only for a limited time. Save 50% on a huge selection of carpet, hardwood, and laminate, standard padding and materials, and basic installation. Call the Empire Today half off your project sale hotline now.
1-855-385-0681.
Empire Today's free in-home estimates are easy and smart. Choose from high-quality flooring in the rooms where you'll use them, with your lighting, so you can see the color best. We'll do the measuring, you do the selecting and saving. But first, you must do the calling. Everyone loves the half off your project sale. Even bears. Call the Empire Today special hotline,
1-855-385-0681. 1-855-385-0681.
Today. Select styles. Details at EmpireToday.com.
Blog Talk Radio.
Thank you for tuning in once again. This is 12 Radio. I am your host, 12 Kyle, and you are tuned to the most interactive show on Blog Talk Radio. Once again, this is 12 Kyle, and you are listening to 12 Radio. Want to thank you all. Actually, want to apologize before I get started. I was a little late getting on. Had some technical difficulties, but it looks like everything is up to speed. The number for you to call in is area code 347-215-7162. Once again, I'm your host, 12 Kyle, and this is 12 Radio. Tonight we're going to be doing something a little different as I do each week. We try to switch up topics and have different things, but before I get started on this week's, I want to recap last week's show briefly. As you know, last week we covered some of the hotter sports topics, and last week's show was riveting to say the least. It was truly indeed a pleasure to do last week's show. Last week's show was co-hosted by my good buddy Juan, and last week we got into a spirited discussion with regards to NBA and the free agency, as well as the NFL. Well, we touched briefly on the NFL. We really didn't get into it a whole lot. But last week's show was crazy, to say the least. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed doing that. As you all know, you sports fans out there know that the NBA free agency starts actually midnight tonight. So we will definitely be covering that as well. We'll be covering that, getting into it real heavy, starting next week as well, covering the sports. Of course, the NFL season kicks off in just a few, I think the season doesn't kick off. What happens is the chat room is now open for those of you who are tuning in. Then the number to call in is area code 347-215-7162. Once again, I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. and like I said, what we did last week was we covered the sports, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. A lot of people are talking about, where LeBron is going now and everything like that, and right now we have a situation where it's everything is up in the air, and it's pure speculation at this point where LeBron James is going. But tonight we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk briefly. Well, actually, tonight's subject. I'm sorry. I'm a little discombobulated, folks, but please bear with me 1 second because it took me a minute to get everything. I had a problem with my internet connection, and it just came up like literally 2 minutes before I was supposed to, or actually about a minute before I was supposed to go on the air. But the chat room is now open, and any of you, if you're near a computer, definitely log into the chat room as well. Tonight, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have a subject that most of us have either talked about or briefly have been involved in some fashion or another. And tonight's topic is behind closed doors. Is what we're going to be talking about is a open discussion about open and a raw discussion about sex and conversations that were once taboo. Basically came to this to this topic based on some conversations I had with some friends on Facebook and Twitter, and it was something that I wanted to touch into. I mean, obviously we've talked about sex on the show before, but this time we're going to get a little raw. It's going to be a little so for those of you who are easily offended or who are sexually deprived, you may want to send the kids off to bed right now because it's going to get kind of hot and heavy. Tonight, I will be having co-hosts, two esteemed co-hosts as well. One of my co-hosts, her name is Erica. She's 26 years old. She's a single female with no children. Very busy young lady, and I'm happy to have her. I think I got her on the line. Erica, you there? Hello? I thought I had her. Okay, well, there it is. I got I got one of my other co-hosts, a good friend of mine, actually a college teammate from mine from South Carolina State University, a resident freak, if you will. Big Larry, what's up, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. Glad to be on the show.
Good to have you on the show. Definitely good to have you on the show. Let me hold on 1 second. Erica, are you on, Erica?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm sorry. I was having problems trying to pull you up. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to hear your voice. We also got Larry on the phone. I knew you guys just heard me. I was just saying that tonight's show is going to be kind of crazy. But one thing we have here is that we have an open and honest discussion about sex. So without further ado, let's get into it. I guess where I want to start is I've often said to people that sex is important. I mean, it's just as important. Personally, for me, it's just as important to me as it is the next man. I think we're all sexual creatures. I guess what I want to, and we can start with Erica since she's a lady. How would you say how important is sex to you?
On a scale to 1 to 10, sex was on a scale to 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Sex would probably be about a 9.
So why is it so high on your list?
Really important.
Okay. And you, Larry?
Oh, for me, it's definitely a 10. It's definitely a 10. I mean,
definitely.
One way or the other is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I totally agree. I think, as I mentioned earlier, I think it's a situation where it's something that obviously some of us are introduced to it earlier in life than others, but the thing is that I think it's something that we all enjoy. We're grown. So tonight we're having a grown conversation. So and I think that once you get older, you have a different type of appreciation for it, and as far as things that you like and things that you don't like, and that's some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, and then some of the things that people do and things that people don't do, because I think one of the things that I found in my research as far as doing the show is that you have situations where there's a lot of things, and some of the things we're going to talk about tonight are things that, obviously are done behind closed doors, but people don't necessarily talk about, or at least at one point in time, things were taboo. And these things now are, more mainstream. People are more willing to talk about it, and they're more willing to be open and honest about it.
Right.
So I think that's the thing that really sticks out to us, because to answer the own question that I had, as far as the importance, I'm like Eric. It's probably 9.5 for me, and it's something that I think as I've gotten older, become more. And I think as we get older, we get a little bit more in tune with ourselves and our sexuality and things we like and don't like. And I think that's one of the things that really stands out to me, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring the show, because I think we can have a mature conversation about sex and what we like, and some of the things that may happen or has happened to us in the past or in the present, and that we engage ourselves in or have watched others engage themselves in. Once again, the number to call in area. Once again, the number to call in, area code 347-215-7162. Once again, I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Tonight we're talking about behind closed doors. It's a raw discussion about sex and things that were once taboo but are pretty much more commonplace now. One of the things I always talk about is sexual compatibility. I think it's very important, in my opinion. I think it's very important because I think, especially if you're talking about a long-term relationship, you're talking about marriage, I think it's something that, you got to have. I think, like, you and your partner have to have the same type of sexual appetite. What I mean by that is that if, like Erica said, if sex is a 9 to you and then your mate or partner, if it's a 5, then that's an issue. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a situation where, it could become an issue, not necessarily for infidelity, but just an issue where if that's something that I want to do and you don't want to do it, and then it's always going to be an issue, and it can lead to other things. So, Erica, in your opinion, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sexual compatibility?
That's an interesting one, because I've been in different situations where I wanted it more and he wanted it less, but it still kind of worked out.
Okay.
So I would say maybe about a 5. It's not that important because, if he doesn't want it that much in the beginning, you put it on him enough, he's going to want more. So I would say it's about a 5. I would say it's not that important.
Okay.
At least not to me.
What about you? Okay. What about you, Larry?
My skill will be a little bit higher because it'll be a 7, and I'm only saying that because, for a woman, it's more, especially in a relationship, it's more dealing with feelings than with a man, any other man. I mean, he can do it at any given time with, a female, should she be the right one or he thinks it's the right one, and he'll do it. He'll do it. So when it comes down to a marriage, I still would say it'll have to be a 7 because even if that female is not as sexually motivated, I would say, I find that to me it's fun because I would always like to have her to step out the box, per se. So in my marriage, it'll never be boring to me because whatever my wife never did, I might want to go ahead and step out the box. I want her to step out the box with me, and we try it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes the intimacy so. It keeps it going. It keeps it going, and it keeps you from. I'm speaking for myself. It'll keep you from stepping outside with somebody else.
Okay. I got you. And I think you make a good point. I think for me, it's the compatibility. I think I would have to agree. I probably say it's probably about an 8. The reason why I say that is because, like I said, I think you have to, especially in marriage, you have to have this. You're not going to have the same appetite, but I think you have to have an appetite to where it's conducive to, you know, your relationship or your marriage, because if you're talking about a long-term deal, then, you know, you want to try different things. You want to try to have a situation where, you know, everybody is, you know, at least sexually happy.
Right.
And I've always maintained that, and this has been my motto from day one. Like, I think we're all, and this show will probably, you know, kind of bring a lot of this to light. I think we're all freaks to some degree.
Yes.
Not necessarily freaking not necessarily. Yeah, exactly. You know, not necessarily a freak in a bad way, but a freak, you know, in that, especially as we get older, we know what we want, we know what we like. And, you know, as we get older and just judging off, you know, what we're going to talk about tonight, you know, we're not afraid to express what it is that we like and what we want. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be demanded, but in the process of having a conversation, you say, okay, well, hey, this is what I like. I want to step outside the box, and I want to do this, or I want to do that.
Right.
You know, and I think that's important. Now, Larry, you mentioned like stepping outside the box. What would you say would be like stepping out the box for either you or your wife or something? And you can explain it however you want to explain it. But what would be kind of like stepping outside the box for you?
I think the first thing, and I would just have to speak for maybe for African American women, oral sex is an issue with the majority. I won't say all, but I will say the majority. You know, and we hear it a lot. You know, when comedians are on stage and they're popping off, and I'm talking about from both ends, the male and the female gender. The female complain, well, why we have to do that? Because you want it done to you. So oral sex has to be number one for me. So I love to receive oral sex. It's a demon. I mean, it can hypnotize you.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Erica?
It hypnotizes you. That's a good one.
Well, I should have prefaced by saying, like, Larry is just Big Larry is a funny dude, but he's dead serious. Like, he's dead serious, man. You'll find that out as we go in this conversation, but he keeps it real. He keeps. I can't complain. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think he said it hypnotizes you. That's a good one. That's good to know. I didn't know that.
It's real. I'll tell you what. Give a comparison to I want to say, and I hate to put race in it, but I'm going to put it in there because it applies. A Hispanic woman, a white woman, they don't give a damn less. They're going to do it, and you might find a lot of men lean towards that race for, especially African American men that will sit out there and do that because they're open to do it. They're not going to complain. It just comes to them naturally. And I'm talking about having.
Are you saying that like black women do it, but we complain about it?
I won't say all black women, because some black women, I tell you what.
Yeah, preface your comments by saying that.
No, that's what I'm saying. They'll have you. No. I'm saying at one point, and like I said, you can rate this. We'll do this on another show, but at one point it was a problem. At least coming up, you know, I'm 38. I don't have no secrets about my age, but at one point in life it was a problem. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you gotta do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to stick my hand in that pussy? I want you to do the same for me. You know.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit there and sugarcoat nothing. I mean, why not? I'm a 69 type of man. I like to make you feel good. You make me feel good. You put me in a neck choke hold, and you make me throw gang signs with my feet. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do. I mean, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. If you don't do it right, hey, I'm not going to embarrass you or nothing, but you know, the point is, you know, making one another feel good. I mean, this is what sex is all about. Sex is about enjoying. It shouldn't be a type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't knock it till you try it.
I think you should embarrass. That's what I think you should do. I think you should embarrass.
Well, I'm sorry. What did you say, Eric? What did you say?
Especially since I'm doing it right.
Okay.
Right.
So you think it should be something where it's not being done right, you should speak up and say, hey, you ain't doing it right. You need to do this.
That shit off and be like, okay, listen, this is not working for me right now. So let me get you a couple training manuals, and we'll reconvene at a later date.
Now, okay, so that brings me to this question: if oral sex is being performed and you don't like what you're getting, I mean, do you worry about that person's feelings, or do you just shoot it straight from the hip and say, look, hey, I don't like you. You're not doing it right. You're messing up.
Okay.
That's what you don't want to do.
Let me just say bye. I used to be like a real bitch when it came to shit like that.
Okay.
So I would say shoot from the hip and be like, okay, sir, listen, yeah, no. Especially if I'm just laying there and I'm bored and I'm counting the tiles on the fucking ceiling. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I'd rather take a nap than have you between my thighs and there's something wrong. There's something wrong. So I say you need to get up and say, you know what, I'm just not feeling this. I'm going to take a shower and take a nap. I suggest you do the same. That's what I
So have you ever had to do that before? And I mean, just coming straight out and tell a guy, wow. Okay.
Yeah, once.
And
I was like, this isn't working for me.
Was he embarrassed, or was he?
He was shocked. He was like, "Are you serious right now?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "No, really, are you serious?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Okay." And he got up, he put on his clothes, and he walked out.
Wow.
And I went in the bathroom, I took a shower, and I went to bed. I've only had to do it once. I've only had to do it once.
I got you. Okay. What about you, Larry? Anytime you had to say, okay, well, hey, this, you messing this up. This hurts.
Well, I tell you what, I took it from, I want to say, a sensei of mine. I'm going to call her my sensei. I'm going to give her stage name. Her name was Seduction, and she pretty much taught me how to eat pussy, because at one point when I arrived at South Carolina State, I was just like any other dude. I'm like, man, eating pussy is like for the birds. I'm not never putting my mouth down there.
Right.
And she actually got tired of me because I was a bouncer. Long story short, she got me drunk enough for her to drive me home, but she didn't drive me home. She took me to a hotel, and that lady sat there and she taught me. And the way she did it, she broke it down to me. The lady straddled me to where I was like, I couldn't go anywhere, so I thought it was a game. And yeah, I mean, but it was fun though. I enjoyed it.
She meant business. I like her.
She enjoyed it. She was straight to the point. I mean, she took a bath and all, and, everything was good. So my thing was, I thought I was going to go to sleep, but this woman broke me down. She straddled on top of me, and I looked at her like, I know you're not going to put that in my face.
Wait. So your first time eating her out, she sat on your face?
No, she straddled me. We talked about it and stuff like that, but, in the midst of foreplay, she, pushed me down to the bed.
Oh, okay, because I was like, you should be traumatized after that.
Oh, I was kind of traumatized. I was traumatized regardless, because I never saw myself doing that. And at the age of, 17, 18 years old, I wasn't thinking about, eating no pussy. I'm like, ugh. But it was just the way. I'm serious. It was the approach. I like an aggressive woman. And when she pushed me down on the bed, I let her carry out whatever she wanted to do with me. And when I say she straddled herself on top of me, she put her knees on my shoulder where I couldn't really move. She had me pinned down pretty good. So my thing was to put my nose up and sniff. That's the first thing a man will usually do. They want to make sure. Right. But when I saw, she kept herself real, real nice. And, the first thing, you're like a little kid. I just stuck my tongue up there and licked it. I'm like, oh, okay. It's not bad. So, okay, now this is what, And she schooled me. From then on, she schooled me. And also, this woman was a bisexual woman, so she know what she wanted. She know how she dealt with women mainly. but she knew what she wanted, how she wanted it, and how she wanted to be treated. After several different, ventures with her, she explained to me, you can't do this to every other woman. And that's pretty much how I learned how to deal with, at that point in time, how to deal with certain women. Some women you can't be always aggressive. Some women like it, they want to be passive, and that's all good and dandy. And then you have your aggressive type, like Erica. She there's nothing wrong with a little passiveness, but as you're going, it's going to start shifting gears, and you're going to go. And you want that quick to jump. You want that pussy to start jumping. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to that point where, okay, guess what? I'm ready now. And pop. When you get to that point, you individual.
Definitely. Once again, the number to call in, area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio tonight. This is not for easy ears. Tonight's discussion behind closed doors. We're talking about sex and some of the taboo things that things that used to be viewed as taboo, but now is more commonplace. I got my co-hosts, Erica and Larry, on the line. The next thing I want to ask you guys, let's just assume that everybody under the sound of my voice, everybody that's in the chat room, has had sex at least once in their life. At what age range do you think sex became to the point where you're like, okay, I got to have it? So what do you say, Larry?
I tell you what, it came at me kind of early, and I'm gonna be straight up honest. As a baby, I was kind of abused by my nanny. So she took advantage of me. So I keep it real. If I could find her right now, I'll do her ass in right now. You know what I'm saying? Married and all. And I tell my wife that just for revenge, because just how she used to smother me, and and I'm like, woo. So it kind of came on to me early, and you have your I want to say your toddler age. I won't even say toddler, but I want to say between 7 and 12. I started masturbating early. I started masturbating. Okay. It's on Price is Right. And hey, you laughing? I was masturbating to the ladies on Price is Right.
Serious though. I know you're serious. I know you're serious. I know that you're serious. That's why I'm laughing. What about you, Erica? What age or age range did it become a point where you're like, okay, this is something that I need to incorporate. I need to have it like that.
Okay. For me, I started pretty late. Like, I had sex for the first time the summer right before I went to college. So I was like 18, 19. Okay. It didn't really become like I needed it until like my sophomore year of college. So I was probably, 20, 21? Somewhere along there. Yeah, I met, this guy, and he put it on me, and I was like, I'd like to feel this way a few times a day. And we were young, so we were fucking like rabbits. So, that around 2021, I was like, got to have it. Need it every day. And so then at that time, we were having sex every day. So, around about 21, it hit me.
As I wrote that question, I was trying to think. I think I was probably around the same age, like 21, 22-ish, right around that time where it was just like, okay, this is something I'm enjoying. I mean, like, we all had sex prior to that, but it was just, it wasn't like that, but it was something where you had to have it. Now, we got a call on the line, caller from area code 404, calling you on the line. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, folks?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Lounging dudes, just finished blackening some mahi. Made me a little cucumber chutney and some onions and stuff, so I'm up here drinking tequila, rubbing my stomach, man.
Okay, what you got for us tonight, man?
Man, I was just tripping off y'all, oral sex and stuff. I ain't got no problem. I'm like, just don't use your teeth this time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, oral sex don't get it. I need some throat. You know what I'm saying? I got to feel adenoids and tonsils.
It's just raw dog.
Yeah.
It's raw dog. Yeah, that's raw dog.
I know that. I have read that on his blog so many times.
I was nibbling at the delicacies. You know, I treat a woman like a neck bone, man. You know how you gotta get that neck bone? You know what I mean? You just gotta. I ain't got no problem with eating. I've been eating a long time. You know, I first
Can
had
you
sex.
repeat that? Nibbling at the delicacies. I see that shit right there. That's what I'm talking about.
You lock it up in your tongue. You
get all them bones and juices out.
Yeah, you lock it up in your tongue, and every now and then you hum on it. Ain't nothing like seeing a woman grab the bed when you humming on it. I mean, you be like Prince. I lost my virginity at 14, but then I went through a little slump until about 16 and 17. You know what I mean? You're right, Kyle. You did it early, but you get out of it. But when I was 16 and 17, Horseman was in the bar. Shoot, man, I ain't had no problem. My whole thing ain't me. You know, I can jack off the cum like your boy Larry say. But, you know, and men know you can control nothing. I don't know why they be fronting. You can control it. You know, I like to make a woman wet and dry and wet and dry and wet and dry again and massage that back from the inside of her body till you feel me being in her spine. You know, and the way I go, you know, if I did a good job, then she walking funny. You know, and then she calling me as soon as she get home. That's what she's doing. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt.
I don't think anything is inhibitory in sex, man. You know what I mean? If you look at it like I do and your partner come first, then you'll never have no problem. I ain't never had a woman say, you know, or get mad at me because I was like, no, baby, you know, your teeth in the way or we can't get down like that. You know, it's cool with it. You know, as long as you respect her as like trying, then you ain't got no problem with it. The thing I don't like when you know, get mad and saying you bruising intestines or something like that, and you too hard or you too big and stuff. I'm like, dang, Jones, you can have babies, man. You tripping, and then gonna call you back 2-3 years later, like I remember you. You know, I'm like, yeah, I remember you. You the one who told me that, you know, it won't fit, or you the one who told me you didn't do that. I mean, we can go eat or something, but we ain't gonna get to that though.
Can I say something to that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, my freshman year in college, I met this guy, and he was, like I told y'all, the summer before I went to college is the first time I had sex. This guy was huge, okay? He was huge, and I did tell him that. I was like, listen, that right there, I don't know where you going to put that. I don't know.
But
I'm afraid.
My feelings when I
had to train for that shit. Okay, I had to train. I had to take some yoga classes. I had to just center myself.
It's just like saying you too small, you too big. I'm like, dang, what's wrong? I mean, y'all can have babies though, man. Open it up.
I saw that and my eyes was like,
hey, well, as always, Ro, I appreciate you for calling in, man.
Yeah, don't hang up on me this time, because I'm going to just listen through my phone, man.
All right, I'm going to just mute you.
All right, baby.
Ro, can you say nibbling one more time for me?
Did I hang up? I don't think I hung up on him. If I hung up on you, Ro, call back.
Call back and say nibbling one more time.
Once again, the number to call is area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Tonight we're talking about behind closed doors and what goes on behind closed doors. Raw and live discussion about sex and things that were once viewed as taboo, but as you can see right now, is an open conversation. I got my co-hosts tonight, Erica and Larry as well. Wanted to get back into the conversation. One thing I want to ask you guys, recently, you know, we've had a situation of, we've had celebrities like Tiger Woods, Jesse James check themselves into sex rehab. Obviously, that's the thing for rich people, in my opinion. I think that's the thing for rich people to do. Is there such a thing as being addicted to sex? Can you be addicted to sex? What do you think, Erica?
In a word, yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Obama all day. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can be addicted, and it can just take over your life, and you just be wanting it all day, and that's all you think about, and you be sitting in class, and you just be looking at the board, and you be like, oh, I just really want to fuck right now. Yeah. I think about sex all the time. Okay. All the time, all day long. I could just be sitting at my desk and see a commercial for a pineapple, and I'd be like, ooh, I could just rub that all over. And yes, you can be addicted to sex. Yes.
Okay, what about you? What about you, Larry? What do you think?
All the fucking time. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an addiction issue. My thing as you get older, you try to control it the best way you can. I mean, it's still going to go in the back of your mind. And
right.
I can tell you a lot of people can, they won't admit to it, but yeah, they have those issues too, whether they want to admit it or not.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, once again, the number to call in, area code 347-215-7162. I am your host, 12 Kyle, and this is 12 Radio. For those of you who are on hold and are listening, please press the button so that we can answer your call, because I can't. I have to clear a line or two so we can have people calling in. So make sure that you, if you're listening, that if you intend to ask a question, hit the button so that we can bring up your call as well. Simply put, got a quick question for you guys. Is there such a thing as bad sex? And if so, give me an example. Larry, go ahead.
Yeah, you definitely. You might have an issue where a person is just laying there, you know. They're really not into it.
Is that on her or is that on you? If she's just laying there, is that on her or is that on you?
No, it might start from the word go. It might start from the word go. This person's not into it for whatever reason. I'm like, yo, I mean, you into this? And then you get so far in, and you be like, I'm done. I'm stopping. I mean, I didn't touch her, nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then it might be a case where it might be a hygiene issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going near it, smell, whatever. I'm not doing it. And you know, I just can't see myself doing it.
Okay. What about you, Eric?
Let me think about that.
I think I already know the answer to this.
Go ahead.
Is there a such thing as bad sex? Yes. I agree with what Larry said. If either participating partner is just laying there, it's bad. If you're not if you're going to be into it, 100% into it, don't even start. Don't even start. You got to want to do it, and not just do it for yourself, but do it for the person that you're with.
Right.
So
you think if they're not into it, okay, it'll be a situation
if they're not
where.
into it, it's bad.
Okay.
You give you a situation?
What's that?
You said give you a situation?
Yeah. Give me a situation.
I mean, I don't really have bad sex because if it starts to get bad, then I'm getting up. I'm picking folks out. I don't. Yeah, my bad sex lasts maybe 30 seconds because as soon as my mind is elsewhere, but on your dick,
right?
So we got a problem.
That's what I would say. I would have assumed something to that nature. Maybe somebody, you know what I'm saying, maybe coming too fast, or maybe just couldn't get hard. You know, somewhere in that for a woman, that's a big turn off. You know, when you can't sustain, that's a big time turn off.
Oh my God, what? Oh my, I'm calling your ass out.
That would
make you feel bad about yourself. I'm fucking up your ego if you do that shit to me. You definitely gonna walk out with your self-esteem about 2 notches lower because I'm calling your ass out.
And I think rightfully so. Now we have let's see, we got a caller calling from area code 269. Caller, you there? Where you calling from?
This is Shalita from Greensboro.
What's up,
Shalita
from Greensboro?
What's happening?
Well,
what you got for me tonight?
I ain't got too much of anything, but you know I'm about to go off on a roll right now. You talking about bad sex?
Speak on it.
Is that sick right now?
Speak your mind.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to talk about involving sex. I mean, we're gonna cover a whole bunch of stuff tonight, but whatever you want to talk about, you got the floor.
There is no such thing as bad sex to me.
Okay.
There's better sex. There's so much better sex, but it's not bad at all. Unless you come up with, you know, the itchy yayas or something like that, then that could be, then that could be bad, but it can always get better.
So let me ask you this. So have you had maybe not, even if not talking about yourself, maybe you've heard from friends or you know, relatives or anything that has talked about the fact of maybe, you know, the guy couldn't stay hard or he came too quick. I mean, that's what I've always equated as far as what a woman would say was bad sex. So you don't view it as that. If that happened to you, then you wouldn't say, okay, well, that was bad sex. He just, you know, you'd give him a pass, basically. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not necessarily give him a pass, but I think I guess I'm more long-suffering, I guess you could say that. It will be like, oh, all right, but, you know, don't call me no more. I have never been in a situation where I'm like, okay, get up and leave. Right. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do anything like that. But you might get ignored or like that, but it's not in the moment.
I'm not as polite as you. I ain't got time.
Clearly.
Yeah, I think that's been the consensus really from most women, at least most women that I know I've heard speak on it. But I think that's a different way of looking at it, Shaliza. I will give you props for that. That's a different way of looking at it. You got anything else for us tonight?
Probably later.
All right. Well, feel free to call back. Thanks for calling in.
I want to add something to that, if I may. You might have some women that might find that as a challenge. You know what I'm saying? When I say a challenge, they might find it very complimenting. Some of them. I'm not going to say all of them. And like I said, like you said, Cal, they might give you that one free pass that one time, but that next time you got to come correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that is so true. You have to have a situation where you're going to redeem yourself. You know, have to be redemption the second time around if she gives you that second opportunity. You know, because if not, you know, you're probably going to get talked about.
Oh, yeah.
You're probably going to get talked about. If you get a second, I mean, and, you know, and rightfully so, some women aren't going to give you that second opportunity. So, if it's
our first time fucking and you can't do it right, you're not getting a second chance. Mm-hmm. You're not.
Wow.
No, you're not getting a second chance. Now, if we've been screwing and tonight you're just having a bad day, then okay. Then tomorrow morning, get your shit together.
But what if it's a point where the dude was like, let's say you gave him a road test. If you gave him a road test, and you know what I'm saying, he had to earn that spot for you, and you know that anxiety gonna be mighty high. I mean, are you willing to get him up that second round and let him redeem himself?
Let me repeat what I said. If this is our first time,
wow.
If you can't get your shit, I need somebody to sit in the clutch. Okay, I need a manly man. I need a man that under pressure, he delivers every time, you know, whether it's sex or whatever. Okay, so if it's our first time, I mean, I've talked to you. If I'm having sex with you, I know you. Okay.
Right.
So if I'm giving you access to what I got, you need to deliver. You need to deliver. You need to give yourself a pep talk and say, listen, we're going in. She done opened up for us. We're going to do this shit tonight. We're going to do it right. I need for you to go all the way in. First time, you're going all the way in. All the way in. If you can't do that, then that's your bad.
Okay. I guess that, and I'm assuming, Erica, that's something that you would have discussed prior to laying down, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So that way, he knows he's got to come correct first time out.
Absolutely. I'm very open, like especially for the first time. Like my first time sex was never like, oh, it just happened. My first time sex has always been an event. Like, okay, listen, I'm feeling you. I know you're feeling me. So Friday, we're going in.
Okay, I got you. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Once again, the number to call in area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. We got a call on the line from area code 910. Caller, you on the air. Where you calling from?
What's up, Kyle? It's Smarty.
What's up, Smarty?
What's going on? All right. So I'm preface this with I'm real high right now. I'm floating on this medication, so you want to bear with me. All right.
Well, now, we won't hold it against you.
Please don't. All right. So y'all was talking about you give dude one and out. That ain't fair. All right. So I have a 3-time policy. This is like baseball. You get 3 strikes. Because the first time, whether it's good or bad, could be a fluke. Feel what I'm saying? Like, if it's real good the first time, you got your hopes up. And the second time, it's like, what the hell was that? So you got to give them a 3rd time, because by that time, you got a pattern. You have established a pattern with 3 times. Now, if you suck the first 2, this is just like the NBA playoffs, man. All you get is 2 out of 3. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nah. You the second time is redeem yourself.
I can flow with that.
Right. That's all I'm saying. But I'm saying if you suck the first 2 times, I'm good. I'm good over you. I don't even want to see you double.
So you won't be mad if he messed up the first 2 times?
Oh, no, I'm pissed if he messed up the first 2 times because you had 2 chances. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's like if it's really, really good the first time and then the second time it's just like, okay, I need to know what happened. Like, we need to retrace our steps and get back to what it was the first time. Therefore, we get, the 3rd chance. But if you suck the first 2 times, I ain't got nothing else for you. We can't even be friends because I done seen you naked now. We can't be friends. Oh.
You got a point there.
I'm just saying. Like, you get 3. Good case, best case scenario, you get 3.
Okay.
Just be
we
patient.
definitely, as always, appreciate you for calling in, and you're also in the chat room real heavy, so we appreciate that. Once again, thanks for calling in, Smarty.
All right.
Peace. Once again, the number that Smarty called in area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Tonight we're talking about behind closed doors, or what goes on behind closed doors. Tonight's co-host is Erica and Larry, and we want to get into more questions. But one thing I want to make sure that we do is keep the lines open for you guys to call in, because this is an interactive show. It's the most interactive show on Blog Talk Radio. We pull no punches here. We'll talk about anything. So one of the things we like to do is just make sure that everybody enjoys and gets something out of the conversation. One of the things I want to ask you guys is that, some couples like to use sex toys during sex. Sometimes during sex, before sex, or whatever. Is sex toys okay? And if so, what toys do you prefer? Erica, starting with you.
Sex toys are okay. Sex toys are great. They're welcomed in my bedroom. I say go for it. I got a catalog and an account. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, sex toys are great. Why not? I say go for it.
What about you, Larry?
Go all the way.
I think it's excellent. If you have one that takes a while to achieve that orgasm, you might have people that it takes them a good while to achieve that orgasm. Either you're gonna do a lot of foreplay, a lot of toy usage, a lot of oral sex. So yeah, I'm all game with the toy.
I got a question about that.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
Sex toys and men, is it like a blow to your ego if she's like, let me use this dildo?
No, I mean, I'll answer that. It's not an ego trip to me because, like I said, I'm very open when it comes down to sex. So, and I can only speak for me. You might have some dudes that they get offended by a female using a toy. I mean, it's an ego trip.
I don't think so. I think I've never had it happen, but for me it would, because I think at the end of the day what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that she is pleased. So, you know,
right.
if it's a vibrator and, you know, you may sit there and watch her use a vibrator, you know, whatever. You know, some guys get off on that type of stuff. I don't think that it's a blow to the ego or anything like that. I think if you're secure in your make, because the bottom line is we all trying to get to the same place. We're all trying to get to home plate. And, you know, sometimes you got to take a conventional, you know, if you need to take a conventional route to get to home plate, then it's okay. But I think a lot of times if you have, and just for future reference, Erica, if you have a guy that, you know, is offended by that, and he's probably not that secure. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's that secure.
Right.
If he's got a situation where he's offended now, as long as you're not trying to put the dildo on him, I don't problem.
Oh no!
You know, they want, yeah. We don't get down like that. You know, it's strictly for you, strictly for you. But brother William is in misery, who's in the chat room. He mentioned about handcuffs. What about handcuffs? Anybody down for handcuffs? Handcuffs all right with me. I don't want to be cuffed. I don't want to be cuffed. Let me put that out. I do not want to be cuffed. I will cuff you, but I don't want to be cuffed. What about y'all?
I say yes. For me, when I'm having sex, I like to be dominated. So it's kind of like a I'm releasing all control type deal.
Right.
So if you handcuff me, I ain't got nowhere to run. I can't run to the door and put your ass out. Then it kind of heightens everything for me. So I say yes to handcuffs and blindfolds too. Mm-hmm.
What about you, Larry?
I feel funny about handcuffing, especially after watching Basic Instinct back in the day when we were in school.
Have you ever been handcuffed, Larry?
I've been tied up.
Okay, you tied up. Tied to the bed or tied to a chair?
I was tied to a bed.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, you feel a sense of helplessness, but you know what I'm saying? It adds to the excitement, though, too.
Yes, it does.
Because I wanted to grab the individual, but I couldn't. But at the same time, she's taking advantage of me. So, you know, for a woman, you know, it's very liberating for her to feel that, you know, I am the dominant one here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely understand that. Once again, the number to call in, area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Right now we got a call on area code 862. Caller, you on the air. Where you calling from?
Hi, Kyle.
Hello. Who is this?
This is Damn She.
What's up, Damn She? Damn She fine. How you doing tonight?
I'm fine. I wanted.
Good to hear your voice.
Can I give a shout out to Winston?
Yeah, you can give a shout out. Go ahead and give a shout out.
I'm giving a shout out to Winnie. Winnie, hey Winnie.
Where's Winnie? I don't even see Winnie in the chat room. What you got for me tonight?
I wanted to ask your co-hosts who are wilding right now what they thought about anal sex.
Are you talking about Larry or Erica?
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Say that again.
All right. Anal sex. Larry, Erica, what y'all think?
I have very little experience with anal sex, and I'm going to tell y'all why. I learned about sex through porn. I was given a lot of porn. Yeah, my mama didn't have the talk with me. I was given a lot of porn. And so I think had I not seen this big gaping hole in this chick's ass, I probably would have tried it. But I saw that first, and I just kept seeing it in my head, and I was like, I really don't want my ass to look like that. So I only tried it once because I couldn't get that image out of my head. I really couldn't. So I don't have, I'm not down for the anal sex. I was traumatized.
Wow. What about you, Larry?
I wouldn't be considered a freak if I wasn't with it. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm all game for it. But once again, you gotta be considerate of the female. You know, you gotta take your time. You know, especially for somebody that's a virgin to it. You know,
right.
You got to be real patient with that individual. Take your time. You just can't rush into it. But once you get it going, oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I'm with. And then once you hit the back of that G-spot, when you get to the point where you hit the back of that G-spot, you taking her to another whole plateau. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people aren't aware that, you know, when you hit it right from the ass and you hit in the back of that G-spot, she's gonna climax, and she's gonna do it real hard. Okay. And if she have a toy, if she has a dildo at any point, and you hit it from the front and back, you go on both hands, she's gonna explode. She ain't gonna know what to do.
Okay. Well, now I gotta go back to something. Damn, she said. You said that. Well, I'm sorry. Damn, she didn't say that. That was Erica. Erica, you said that your mother started you off on porn.
No, I said my mama didn't have a talk with me, but someone gave like a whole. Hell no, my mama would collapse if she thought I was even watching it.
Maybe I got signals mixed. I thought you said your mama gave you some porn.
Now that would be weird.
Yeah, just checking. No. Just checking.
Thank you for asking me that. No, people, my mama did not give me porn.
Because I think somebody else.
Y'all gonna have me blown up all on Blog Talk. This bitch said her mama gave her porn.
Right.
I get my own man magazines, and he had some porno things back there. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really an issue for me to get in a hold of stuff like that. Like I said, I started out as a little toddler, man, and I just ran through everything. I got my hands on it. I'm doing it.
Exactly.
And I learned.
Now, damn, did you have any other questions? Anything you want to add to the conversation?
No, that was all. That was all I needed to add, or wanted to add.
So, I mean, is that something that
wrong with it?
Is that something that you like or you participated in, or something you want to add to that?
To each his own.
Hello?
Kyle. To each his own.
Okay, just check. You had a little pause right there before the answer. I want to make sure you're still online.
Hold on. No. Don't let off the hook that easy.
Okay.
Okay,
go ahead.
It?
Hello?
Damn, are you into it?
Yes and no. It depends on the person, honestly.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, did you have anything else for us?
No, that was all, Kyle.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for finally calling in.
Thank you.
And it only took a sex episode for you to call in.
Let me guess. Next week we're gonna be talking about sports, right?
All right. Yeah. Next week we're on sports. I appreciate you for calling in. You want to stay on the line?
No. Actually, I'm gonna hang up now.
Okay. All right. We'll catch up with you later.
All right. Bye.
See. Once again, the number to call in, area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Tonight we're having a raw and live discussion about sex and things that happen behind closed doors. I have my co-host, Erica, as well as Larry. And tonight we're just talking about a lot of different things. I want you to not just listen to the show, but be a part of the show. The number to call in is area code 347-215-7162. Once again, I'm your host, 12 Kyle, and this is 12 Radio. One thing I wanted to discuss with you guys, and I know I kind of already know Larry's opinion on this because I know him well. One thing that is really kind of I guess is, I don't want to say the end thing, but it's huge and very popular right now, strip clubs. At some point in time in our adult lives, I think we've all visited a strip club at least once. I don't know anybody that hasn't, male or female, that has not. Well, I know some females that haven't gone to strip clubs, but I don't know any male that has not gone to strip clubs. But the last time that I went to a strip club, which was back in February, and I was in Charlotte for the CIAA tournament, and there were more single, straight females in the strip club than there were, than there were males. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that that's, kind of like the thing to do now?
You gotta love it.
If you go to a strip club, would you take your partner or your girlfriend or your wife or boyfriend or husband? What do you say, Larry?
As far as taking my wife, I don't think she'll be game with that. That's not her cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? But as far as single women coming into the strip club, by all means, because that's a gold mine for single men. That's a gold mine for single men. It's been like that for for years, eons. At first, it was taboo for a woman, period, to go inside of a strip club. Why?
Right. I don't know why. I think at the time, like when we were in school, I mean it was rare. I mean, like if you went to a strip club, you would never see a woman in a strip. I mean, the only women that you would see in a strip club back in those days were women who were lesbians. But now you'll see straight women will go in there. They'll eat, they'll drink, they'll party, they'll get dances, and they don't have any interest in the women like that. They're in there, more so for the atmosphere. They're in there for the good time. I've heard females tell me that they go in there for the food, which I would never eat food in the strip club, but that's a whole other story.
Listen, I go to the strip club. I love Magic City.
Okay.
I go to Magic City. I used to have a couple of friends that worked there. So it first kind of started out me just going to go see my homegirls.
Wait. Let me ask you this. You said that they work there. Can me and Larry get dances? Can we get hooked up on some dances?
They don't work there now. They were actually sisters, actually. But hey, if I do something, I can y'all some dances.
Okay.
But
all right. Okay.
yeah, me and my friends, like a group of us, we'll go to the strip club. We'll go to Magic City. We'll hang out.
Okay.
The food at Magic City is really good. Steak and potatoes. But anyway, we go to the strip club and we get dances, but no, like you said, like the women go and they're not even really into the girls like that. That would be me. Like I don't see anything wrong with looking at a naked woman. I mean, I look at my naked body every day.
Right,
it's just some more ass and titties that I didn't see this morning.
Okay.
So to me, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just a naked woman. But I know some chicks that are like utterly disgusted. Like, how could you go and see a naked woman? I'm like, didn't you look at yourself this morning in the mirror? Maybe that's just me. I sit in the mirror naked every morning.
So you wouldn't have a problem with your man. Okay. I mean, your man.
I'm done with guys. My man,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I take him, let him get all aroused and liquored up, and let her go bounce on his dick, and then we're going to go home, and we're going to tear it up.
Okay.
As long as he know where he's coming home to, don't get beside yourself.
Exactly.
Right. No, now, Larry,
as long as he ain't damn staying overnight or trying to wife her, then I say go. Let me get him some dances, get him liquored up. I toss a few dollars their way. I want to make sure he ain't spending all his light bill money on her.
I'm the same way. I don't go that often. I mean, it's maybe once or twice a year, but when I go, I mean, I don't have to worry about that at home because, one, I'm not going to spend no money. I'm the dude that's in there going to drink one drink and go watch you get a dance, watch you get a dance, watch you get a dance, and then, I'm going home. But I enjoy it. When I do go, I do enjoy it. Now, Larry, you used to bounce at, what was it, Club Rolex in Miami? Was it Rolex?
Man, Rolex. I bounced at Coco's. I bounced at Bootleggers. I mean, several clubs down in Miami. So, I pretty much seen it all. I mean, in my earlier stages because, we were bouncing, I want to say illegally. We were underage bouncing. So, at that young age, man, it was real exciting to work up in there. And then you're getting paid like, almost $250 a night. And it paid a lot more. But, when you start seeing a lot of these women, it becomes redundant. It doesn't bother you like that no more. You'll have a stallion that'll come through there. But after a period of time, I think, time was changing. I started seeing at first a lot of gay women coming in. I want to say the butchers, the dykes coming in, and, they're acting like men and they're getting their dances and stuff like that. It was kind of funny at first, but they were straight up with it. And after a period of time, you learn to appreciate it. But now when you started getting a whole flock of women coming in, I'm like, whoa. But then you got to think about it. and I'm talking about back then. We're talking about in the early 90s, early mid-90s. Back then, the women used to come so that man wouldn't pay all that money on a coochie bill, on a pussy bill. They're not going to pay all that money on a pussy bill. It's not going to happen. I've seen time again where a Hennessy bottle go across a dude's head, and I got to call the police and restrain a woman because her husband got out of control. But then after a period of time, women started saying, you know what? If I can't beat them, I need to come in and see what's going on so I can join them. And when it got to that point, and those women started showing these wives, girlfriends, or what have you, what they are doing that I'm not doing at home. And then it started becoming more of a festivity than it is, eavesdropping per se.
Right. So now, in seeing that, did you ever see situations where, I'm pretty sure you saw situations where you see the same guys coming in every night, just spending money hand over fist, and then let being a problem for them, or do you think it became like, for lack of a better term, kind of like where it became an addiction for them like that?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of men, and just like you saw the movies, the Players Club. Yeah, I've had a couple of men where they get real stalky. I want to use that word, stalky. And you have to escort these women to their cars, and it got to one point to where we had to escort a female home because this dude followed the female all the way to her apartment door. So it gets kind of scary for the female. So it is kind of, it's not kind of, it's dangerous. But I'm going to say this, too, at the same time. You have your regulars that come in there, man. I'm like, man, what in the hell that you doing that I need to be doing because you spend some money up in here.
Oh, yeah.
You spend some money up in here. And then I'm not going to begin.
I've gone to Magic City with guy friends who give us money to give to the chicks. Like, here's $100 for you, here's $100 for you. And I just take the money and I'm like, yeah, okay. But don't let me need something. I'm going to give her a few dollars, but then I'm going to keep the rest.
Right.
But, yeah, I've gone with them, and I'm asking them, like, where you get this money? And it's, like, in the middle of the year. So, like, now, like, I have a couple of homeboys that'll probably go, and I'm like, where are you getting this money from? It's not income tax money. Where are you getting this from? So I don't know. I don't know where they get it from.
Well, no, let's keep it real. And then you got dope boys that come in there too. I'm gonna add this, and I'm gonna be done with it. Let's talk about all the heavy boys. You know what I'm talking about when I say heavy boys. When you get the heavy boys coming up in there, and this is another ego trip that I think is nonsense. I'm not gonna sit here and make it rain. I'm not gonna risk my life every day to sit here and say, oh, nothing not promising. Well, you know what? You need to do something with that money. If you're gonna risk your life every day from the law and your enemies, why are you gonna sit here and talk about make it rain? I don't understand it. And they come in $50,000, $100,000. I've seen $100,000 get splattered all over the female's butt and neck. I'm talking about they slap it on there in Magic City, and at the Rolex. They'll get a whole bundle of money, $10,000 at a time. I've seen it, and they'll try and bust that rope man cross her behind like they'll never try to make it rain. And you out here risking like that shit. Come on, man.
Once again, the number to call in area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Tonight's topic, behind closed doors, a raw discussion about sex and some of the things that were once viewed as taboo that are no longer taboo and very widely accepted. We got a call from area code 704 calling you in the air. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Kyle. It's Peaches. How are you?
What's up, Peaches? How you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Okay, good to hear your voice. What you got for me tonight?
No, I was just calling to chime in on the whole strip club, thing. I'm with, what's your co-host name? Erica?
Hey,
How you doing? I'm like her. I've never been to a strip club. I have a desire to go. Not I'm bi-curious or bisexual or anything like that. But I think, as a straight woman, you have to be open to know everything about sexuality. So that means going there to see what men enjoy. Then you should be open enough to go. So my cousin kind of, put that bug in my ear to say, go to a strip club, experience it, so you know what your man wants and what he likes, and maybe learn some tricks. You never know.
Absolutely, Peaches. I say throw caution to the wind, get you a couple of homegirls, and go. If you in Atlanta, call me up. I'll go with you.
Because none of my friends would go. I mean, if I even brought that up, they'll look at me like, are you kidding me? Ugh. They're kind of conservative.
And I'm going to tell you why. That's because they secretly want to be with women. They just trying to throw your ass off. They trying to throw you off. They trying to throw you off like, girl, I ain't finna go look at no naked woman. Yeah, that's because they want to tap her ass. That's why.
Wow.
I don't think they're in tune with their sexuality. That's all. I mean, you have to be comfortable with yourself.
Yeah, like I said before.
That's one thing we talked about earlier.
Different activities. That's all.
Yeah, that's something we talked about a little earlier. We definitely covered that a little earlier, talking about and that's what kind of like where this conversation came from, just from conversations that we had on Facebook and Twitter, and I think what it is that at this stage of the game in our lives, most of the people that listen to this show are going to fall within that 25 to 40 range. Everybody's comfortable in where they are as far as their sexuality. Now, Peaches, you said that you've never been. Would you take your man with you to a strip club?
Oh, yeah. That's probably who I would first take, is my man, to see how he interacts in the environment. I mean, I know what goes on in a strip club. I mean, I've seen dudes in a strip club. I'm talking about seeing women. I'm not talking about seeing men, because I've seen that. I'm talking about seeing women, trying to understand that life. So, yep.
Okay. Well, you got anything else for us, Peaches?
No. Y'all crazy. I like it. I love it.
Thanks for calling, Peaches.
Thank you, Erica.
All right. Take it easy.
You too. Bye-bye.
Peace. Once again, the number to call in, area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Once again, we're having a lot of different topics and everything thrown out. Appreciate everybody in the chat room. Chat room's been on fire since we started this conversation. One of the things I want to ask you guys, I know we talked about the strip club aspect. Something we got onto a little earlier, porn. And before I get into my what I want to cover in porn, let me share with you guys a story about my co-host here, Larry. As I mentioned to you earlier, I'm not sure if you guys heard it, some of you who just tuned in, Larry and I played football together at South Carolina State. And Larry is about 6'7", probably about 300 pounds, big dude, big agile dude, good dude from Miami. Literally would give you the shirt off his back, but because I'm 5'7", the shirt would be too big for me. That being said, we had a game once, and I think we were about to play against Howard or something. It was like one of our rivals, Florida A&M or somebody. And so it was the night before the game, and we were all getting, hyped up and everything. We had a team meeting. The coaches got kicked out, and they asked the guys, the seniors, to come up there and say a few words for, of encouragement about the game. So one guy got up. He's like, yeah, we're going to kick their ass. We're going to do this. One guy got up there. So he said, hey, man, let's just go knock them out. And then sort of the attention came. So it was Larry's turn to talk. And Larry said, he looked at all of us, and he said, hey, man, let's go out here and win this for Vanessa Del Rio, because she is why I play football. This dude went on to tell a room full of men about how he loves Vanessa Del Rio and masturbates and the whole night. And it was like the funniest shit. One of the funniest things I ever heard in my life. I literally was in tears in the audience listening to my teammate. We get ready to play a big game. This guy, this 6'7", 300-pound dude, is talking about Vanessa Del Rio before a game. So it was one of the funniest things that I've heard, when we were in school. So I got to start with you, Larry. Most people listening to this have seen porn at least once in their lifetime. How much porn do you watch? Would you say you watch in your lifetime? How much you say you watch now?
just keep it real. Like, just keep it real. I ain't gonna say no more. Just keep it real.
Okay, let's do it. I've been watching porn since I was like maybe 8, 9 years old, and at that point in time, I came across 8, 9 years old. Yeah, I've been masturbating for a long time, and I came across Vanessa Del Rio. Vanessa Del Rio, little do y'all know, that's Debbie Allen's sister, Felicia Rashad's sister. They're sisters, all three of them.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, look at them. She looks just like Debbie Allen. But
wow.
When I said I fantasize over this woman because she was not shameful in what she did. She had no shame, especially in the era where, porn was it was hush hush. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your father kept it, and even to this day is kept away naturally, away from children and stuff like that. But it was still an era where you didn't even talk about it. You're not supposed to talk about that. But with me, I followed up with this woman from the word go. You know what I'm saying? I almost studied this woman. I know her every move to this day. And, I worship the woman. I mean, she's a bad woman. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, she's retired and all. She's not doing nothing. But the thing about that is, I respect the fact that she doesn't hide nothing. She doesn't hide anything, and she loves what she do. She make sucking dick look good. She make eating pussy look good. You know what I'm saying? She made it all look good. She got a clit the size of a damn a miniature dick, and all that was a turn on for me. You know what I'm saying? This woman was like Amazon. She was deadly, real deadly, and some of these ladies that's out here listening, you need to rent some of her video. Go on Spankwife. Check out some of her videos. You might learn something. You know what I'm saying?
Larry's giving out websites. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, Spankwife.com. Just be careful with the viruses. Make sure your computer's up to date. You know what I'm saying? Keep your virus protection on. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's on there. I do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, porn, man. We're going to talk about it, but from A to Z, I got you. Whatever you want to talk about.
What about you, Erica?
I forgot. What was the question?
Porn. I mean, how much of you through your life have you watched it? How much would you say that?
How much porn do I watch?
Or have you watched in the past? If that's not something that you watch now.
Yeah, I watch porn on a regular basis. I wouldn't say daily, but every couple of days. And I don't know, it's kind of weird for me. Like, I don't watch it to, like, masturbate or anything. I sometimes just like to hear the sounds of porn. I don't know. That's weird to me, so I know it's weird to everybody else. Like, I just turn it on and I walk away and, like, cook dinner or some shit.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't think so either.
Well,
I don't think so either.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Eric? I missed that.
See, you wait for a response like somebody gonna say, "Are you some sort of freak?" You're not a freak. I mean, you're a freak, but you open with.
It's weird to me. It sounds like, how like you just turn on the TV because you just want to hear sound. Like, I specifically go to my computer and I'm like, okay, I want to hear some sex going on, and I'll just turn it on. And then people are calling, they'll be like, "What the hell are you watching?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's porn on." Like, "Oh, it's the ticket show on." So, people are like, okay. And then I have to remember, like, especially if my mom calls, I have to be like, "Ma, hold on for a second. Let me turn this TV off." Because this is like regular shit to me. I'm sure the people that live around me are like, "She is in there watching porn all the time." But I think they're loud and then surround sound. Okay. That's Gotcha.
Nothing wrong with it?
I think it's something that's introduced to you as far as a male is concerned. It's something that's introduced to you at an early age. And for me growing up, it was you started out with the little magazines. Somebody get a little magazine, and then back in the day somebody in the neighborhood had a VHS, you know, and then we, you know, watched it, you know, you'd be like 6, 7 deep, which is really kind of violating all kind of man laws right about now. But, you know, at 13, you didn't know any better. You know, somebody popped the VHS in and we watched that, you know, and that's kind of like, that was like kind of like your introduction to, you know, to where you are today. And I think, you know, people, I think when it comes to porn, I think people are, some people try to act as if they're clueless, because I don't think, as I was doing research for this show, I was listening to something Dr. Ruth said, and I'm not really a big Dr. Ruth believer, but she said that, you know, she said that there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. She said, and, you know, one of the things she talked about was an addiction to it, which leads me into my next question. Do you think that you can be, if you watch, let's say you watch it daily, is that an addiction?
No.
I don't think it's an addiction either.
I think you can be addicted. I have a friend that's addicted. Like, I can't go to work because I got to watch this new porn that's coming out. That's addiction.
I would never give nobody the satisfaction, because I don't think it's any different than your average Joe or average Susan sit out here and watch Grey's Anatomy, which is one of my favorite shows. Every time it comes on Thursday, they can watch CSI. They'll DVR that because it comes on at the same time, because they can't miss it. And another show that might come on BET, whatever show it is, you can't miss it. You know, they got to watch all these shows, because why? It's entertainment. It's entertaining. You know, and like I said, you know, it's something that you don't blast about. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, coming from me, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna talk about it. About it. Yeah, man, I just found this new female. Damn monster. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it, and I might tell you how much I'm gonna tell you how much I did it to her. She might have had so many of my babies, man. It's pathetic.
She had your babies. I like the way you put that. I think it's a situation where it's like, you know, I think only when you get addicted is when, like Erica said, if you're neglecting your responsibilities. If I say, okay, well, no, I'm not going to work today. I'm gonna sit and watch, you know, Vanessa Del Rio or Janet Jackney or, you know, Tara Patrick. You know, see how I'm dropping names. But you know, if I do that, then I think then that's when it's a situation where you got to kind of look at yourself and like, hey, you might be addicted to this. You may be Jasmine Cashmere, as May Lady just put in the chat room. You know, you may very well be addicted if you're in a point where you're neglecting your responsibilities. But I think most people won't, and that's one of the things I think that's very, very taboo, or was very taboo, and I think is still hidden to some degree, because I think people, they still don't want to admit to it. You know, I saw something the other day that they were talking about where they were going to take these porn sites and they were going to put, instead of .com, it's going to be .xx, and that way they could track how many people are watching it. But I mean, you know, that to me is kind of strange. But you know, I don't think that if you want to track how many people are watching stuff online, I mean, there's other ways you can go about doing it. But you know, I think, you know, and I was hearing something, I did some research and I heard this guy talk about how the porn industry is down and they're suffering from the economy and things of that nature. And it's like, okay, well, you know, I mean, and I think that's partly because maybe they hadn't caught up with technology, because, you know,
well, yeah, they were laying,
you could.
Because they were laying to the free, they were laying to the free sex sites.
Right.
The porn industry has kind of gotten knocked off because of the free porn sites. If I don't have to pay for it, I'm going to the free site.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't pay for it porn. Yeah, I wouldn't pay for it. So, Erica, you don't pay for it, do you? You watch it free like everybody else, don't you?
Both. I have a selection of DVDs that, but if I bought them, like, I probably watched them online first, and then I went and bought it. So I just have it on hand, and I have to look it up, and then I can play it on my big screen TV. So, yeah, I have both. I have both. I have the DVD, and I look it up.
So what do you prefer?
Go ahead.
I want to know what she prefers.
Prefer what?
As far as porn, what kind of porn you enjoy?
I don't like extreme porn stuff. I just like regular porn. Just regular. I mean, I'll watch girl on girl if that's what you're trying to get at. I watch girl on girl porn. Not often, and my porn has to have all black people.
Okay.
I can't get down with the palm colored folks. I can't get with them. I can't. They freak me out. I can't get down with them. So all my porn has to be all black people. So, yeah, I watch regular stuff. I don't like the extreme stuff.
I mean, for me, I'm wide open. I'm from A to Z, but if I had to make a choice, I'm sticking to my Brazilian women. I've noticed my Brazilian women have the knack of Vanessa Del Rio. They are not afraid to express themselves. They're very open. You know, I'm not saying that. You know, I guess you got to see it. You got to see one for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, when I say they're wide open with it, they are wide open with it. They might mistake and a dick might go in the ass. They still rolling with it. You know what I'm saying? They're not holding no punches. I mean, you want it in the ass? Go ahead, ride out. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And when you
what happens?
Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
So what happens when you have a partner or spouse or mate or whatever, and let's say that that's something that you're into, and they're not, like Erica, you said that you watch it frequently. You know, let's say your guy that your guy's not into that. You know, I don't really know too many guys that would be, but let's just say
not into watching porn.
Right.
He's not into watching porn.
Yeah. Let's say that he's not into that.
That's kind of like a deal breaker. Like, that's a part of me. Like, I'm not going to stop watching. I damn sure ain't going to go hide and watch it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to, like, argue with him about it. So if he's not into it, I mean, he don't have to watch it with me. But he better not say nothing to me about me watching it.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's kind of like, I mean, that's kind of like a part of me. Makes me who I am. I like to watch porn.
And you're prejudiced about what you watch.
You're damn right. I don't watch the palm color folks.
So what happens and I heard Dr. Ruth, she brought up this question as well. What happens if you find, let's say, Erica, you're away and you come home and you find your man, is that an issue if he's watching? You know, or Larry, if you come home and your wife's watching, is that an issue? Or is it like, okay, you sit down and watch it with him?
Oh, no, by all means.
If home and my guy's watching it without me,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's not a problem for me. I'll come in and be like, hey, boo, what you watching today? And, if I'm in the mood, then, yeah, I'll join in and watch it with him. We get it jumping in. If not, like I said, I'll watch porn by myself like it's a regular TV show, so I may just walk right past him and do what I came in to do.
Okay.
I'm not going to even sit here and lie. I'm intervening, and we might do some, we might participate. I mean, that's just me. I mean,
mm-hmm.
Hey, that just clicks my motor, man. It gets me going.
Right. Okay. Definitely. Once again, the number to call in, area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Tonight we're talking about behind closed doors and what goes on behind closed doors. We're talking about sex and subjects that were once viewed as taboo, but, as you can see by the conversation and spirit of the conversation that we're having is very, very much out and open, and we don't mind talking about it and talking about the things that we do. Don't just listen to the show, be a part of the show. Call in the area code 347-215-7162. Once again, 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle, and this is 12 Radio. So obviously, if you're talking about porn, the next thing you want to lead into is masturbation. One thing that we all know about masturbation is two things that go along with it. It's healthy for you, and it's a stress reliever.
Yes, it is.
levels of it. Let's go with levels of importance on a scale of 1 to 10. Erica, start with you. What do you think?
10. I gotta be able to. I gotta be able to screw myself. If I can't screw myself, then I can't tell you how to screw me. So masturbation is.
What about you, Larry?
Well, you know,
oh, that's right.
Kyle, you know that's a no-brainer, but, I mean, for the audience, it's not a skill for me. It's a must. I mean, it needs to be a skill to 1,000. I got to do it. I got to have it. You know, and I'm not going to get prostate cancer. That's one cancer I never, ever have to worry about. That's one cancer I never, ever have to worry about. Because, boy, I'm going to get it like Drac. You feel me? Yeah. Hey, and college.
That's the thing.
Hey, no, that's the thing. A lot of men don't admit to it openly. Now, you might have some who might want to log off now because they were like, oh, no, man, this man talking some crazy shit. I ain't talking nothing crazy, man. I ain't talking nothing crazy. And I got to admit now, some will come out and say it now because it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, masturbation is fun. It's all a part of sex. It's real fun. I mean, whether you do it with somebody or you do it on your own. If you know how to please somebody, you're going to know how to please yourself. You feel me?
Oh, definitely. Because that's where you got started. You got started pleasing yourself at first. You know, before you for a lot of guys, that's where they started with them before they even moved into a situation where it was a woman or a girl involved. I agree totally. I think you have to be in touch with yourself, and that, I guess that's where the thing where it really came in and hit home for me. Like when we got to college, just hearing guys openly talk about it, and then as we got a little bit older in college, hearing women talk about it, and it was like, wow, you know, okay, so they're into that too, you know. So it was like a big, you know, wow type of thing. The wow factor was like, okay, this is okay, you know, and it's okay, and everybody and people. You know, like you said, some men will be, you know, so upset as far as, oh, I'm not going to talk about that. But if you're a real man, you're going to talk about it, and you're going to talk about what you did and what you won't do or what you will do, you know, sexually. And like I said, I think that goes back to what we talked about a little earlier as far as being in tune with ourselves as far as, you know, as far as doing that is concerned. And nothing wrong with it at all. And like you said, for men, it's shown. I think the number I had was like 30% of men have a less likely, men who do between the ages of 22 and 42 are less likely. There's like a 30% less likelihood that you will get prostate cancer. So it's healthy. So it's healthy and it's a stress reliever.
Blood pressure down. No prostate cancer. Hey, boy, we got to get it like Drac every day. It's almost like taking a pill, a garlic pill, whatever.
Exactly. I totally agree, and I think, you know, as long as people are willing to, you know, be open and honest about it, I think that's where you're okay. You know, but if you get a situation where you're not really, you know, if you're not really willing to come forth and be honest with yourself, not just honest with yourself, but honest with, you know, your partner, your spouse, or your wife, or husband, or whomever, I think that's where the issue can come in. You know, so my next question for you, Erica, if you, let's say you came home, and let's say you surprised your man, you came home and you saw him, you know, going away at it. You know, what do you do? Do you tell him to stop? Do you tell him, what do you do?
Hell no. Why would I tell him to stop? No.
You'd be surprised some women would. Some women would say, well, what are you doing that for? You know, that type of thing.
What? No, I'm going to stand right there and probably watch him and get one off myself. No, I'm not going to tell him to stop. Absolutely not. That's just damn disrespectful.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, let him do his thing because most likely he's going to walk in and catch me doing the same shit. Oh, no, we're going to let him do his thing.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I think more often than not, females have more of the mindset that Erica has. I don't think it was. I think there was a time where women were a little kind of guarded, and they didn't want to talk about it, and they didn't want to talk about, masturbating, and they didn't want to talk about oral sex and that type of thing. And it's to the point where I think it's just, I don't think the taboo is there anymore. I don't think. And why do you think that we've opened up to some degree as far as talking about it? Why do you think we can have a show like this where we can talk about it as opposed to, years ago where people wouldn't even want to talk about it?
It wasn't that far back. I mean, this era, it just kind of like opened up for me. I mean, in my eyes, because my thing was, it wasn't too far back. It'll be like, ugh, you do that? Yeah, I do that. I mean, I've done it numerous times a day. I might do it a couple times before I go to work, just to make me feel relaxed. I want to be at ease. I don't want to be tense. You understand what I'm saying?
And it's a stress reliever.
That's what it did for me. But, when you hear, and I'm going to say this, especially women, it was like, ugh, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What you think I'm doing? I said, you can't join me? How about you join me? Don't sit there and complain about it. Be about it.
Right.
I'll be like, take over. I mean, it's all a part of it.
Definitely. Now, Erica, a question for you. What if there's a situation where your mate is masturbating more than he's having sex with you? Can that be an issue?
Oh, now we got a problem. Now we got yeah.
And will you address that?
Yes.
I'm not getting pleased. Like, if I'm in a relationship, then it's got to be, me for you, you for me. If you for your computer screen, then what am I here for? No, we got a problem, and we're going to address that ASAP. You rather have some virtual pussy than to have some real pussy? No. Absolutely not. We're going to address it. We either going to fix it or we're going to break up.
And I need an explanation. Like, if it's something, if it's something that he sees in that he wants me to do, then hopefully I have that type of relationship with my dude where he can be like, I really like when she does X, Y, Z. Can we try it out? I'll try it out. And then if he still is going back to see her, then okay. Then, yeah, we got a problem. But if that fixes it, then yeah. I just hope that I'll have that type of relationship with my guy where he can just be like, my dick kind of got a little harder when I saw her do this. I'd like for you to try it. I'll try it. I don't have a problem with that because I'm the same way. If I see something I like, then I'm going to tell my dude, handle this for me.
Right.
And hopefully he'll do it.
As you should.
Now, what happens, what about, and I think someone just threw this out in the chat room, what happens if there's a situation where, and Dr. Ruth she kind of touched on this in this little documentary I saw as I was getting the research for this show. What happens if he needs, let's, in your case, Erica, let's say he needs to look at Jasmine Cashmere, or he needs to look at Vanessa Del Rio before he can get hard. What happens then? I mean, is that something that you address and you say, hey, you got to take a Viagra, you got to do Is this something like that where that's a situation where he needs that, where just not just looking at you? Because I've always maintained that in a relationship, and, when you're in a relationship, if you're into that person, I think their bodies, their movements should turn you on. Like, they should be, for most guys, and Larry can attest to this too, when your woman walk across the room, you should be aroused. You know what I'm saying? You should, or looking at her in a certain way. And she can have all her clothes on. She don't necessarily have to be, she doesn't necessarily have to be in a lingerie, any type of lingerie or anything like that. But, you need to be aroused, and she needs to be able to stimulate you visually. Now, of course, there's only so much of that she can do. So, Erica, my question to you is, if there's a situation where he needs Vanessa Del Rio or Jada Fire or Tara Patrick to get up, or is that something that you're going to take personal? Is that something where you're going to try to rectify it?
I am going to take that personal because that means he's not attracted to me.
Mm-hmm.
If he needs to watch those chicks in order for him to get in the mind frame to have sex, and that means in his head he's fucking them and not me.
Okay.
And he's not attracted to me. And I'm gonna be hurt by that. I'm gonna be hurt and I'm gonna be upset, and it's not gonna be a good look for either one of us.
So how would you go about handling that? Would you say, okay, well, look, hey, it's got to be, you got to turn that off, that type of thing?
I don't think I'd tell him to turn it off, but I'd ask him, like, do you feel like you need to watch them, like you have to watch them? And then if he's like, well, yeah, then I'm going to say, why? Like, I want to know. Like, I'm not trying to cut the dude off ASAP. Well, I'm going to try to work with him and see, why exactly is it that you need to watch them to get aroused. Because like I said before, there may be something that they're doing or saying or acting in a certain way that I'm not. So if I can pull it out of him, then maybe I can fix it. Maybe I can do something a little different.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I'm off helping him out.
So that's not a deal breaker right off the top. Like, okay, you're willing to work with him on that.
Yeah, because we're going to be together probably by that point. If he's over at my place watching porn all the time, then we together.
He's watching your videos.
You watching porn on my big screen? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So
he's tapping your
by
stash.
that time, I'm a reasonable person. It's when I get to know you, it's just from the jump. I don't play no games. But yeah, if we're together, then yeah, I want to work with you. Try to reason with you. Try to find out what you like and what you don't like, so I can act accordingly.
Okay. Once again, the number to call in area code 347-215-7162. I'm your host, 12 Kyle. This is 12 Radio. Tonight's co-host is Erica and Larry. And tonight we're talking about behind closed doors, the things that go on behind closed doors with regards to sex, as well as topics that were maybe once, taboo, but, kind of out and open right now. We're talking about it. Also, if you're near a chat room, if you're near a computer, get in the chat room, just click on the link. You can find us there. Also, keep in mind that I do this show every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there's any topics or things that you want to cover, or if you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, please feel free to shoot me an email at 12Kyle@gmail.com. 12Kyle@gmail.com. The next question I have for you guys is pretty simple, and I've extended the show, so we got like 20 minutes left in the show, so we got a couple more topics I want to hit before we get out of here, and it'll be at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we finish up. I would say that, and I'm pretty sure Larry can attest to this, a threesome, meaning a man and two women. Let me clarify that. A threesome, and I define a threesome as a man and two women, is and forever will be every man's fantasy. I think that's because when a young boy is first introduced to porn, that's the first thing he's like, okay, his mind is blown for one to see a man and a woman having sex, and then when you add in the component of another woman, it's like, wow, he's having sex with two women. So the question I have is, with that being every man's fantasy, what happens if your partner says that they would like to bring another woman into your bedroom? So for Larry, that would be your wife saying, okay, I want to bring another female into this. And for Erica, since you're not married, your boyfriend saying, okay, I want to bring another female into our bedroom. Not into a relationship, but into our bedroom. So, Erica, I'm going to start with you first. Give me your take on that.
I'm not doing it. Not happening. Absolutely not. Without a doubt. Fuck no. No. All I would listen. Dudes are sexual creatures. All it would take is for that bitch to suck up 30 seconds longer than I did, and then he gone out the door with her. No, absolutely not. He better get his threesomes together before he come to me, because if he come to me talking about bringing another chick in, it's going to be some furniture moving. I'm not, no, no, absolutely not. Not happening.
So we're talking about relationships or as single people?
No, I'm talking. Well, I'll break it into two since you're married. So let's talk about when you were single.
Oh, because I can do both.
Okay, so
marriage is not going to happen. It's not going to happen because, and the only reason why I'm saying that because, once you open up Pandora's box, and one or the other, male or female, whoever's getting the best out of what, or whoever's feeling most pleased with one or another, you know, at some point in time, you're gonna venture out, and it's gonna be like, okay, because we've done this, it's cool, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We just did that, you know, to step out the box to do something new. That doesn't give you a free pass to do it at will with anybody, because eventually that's what it's going to be. Now, if you're single and there are no ties, and you have I want to say a partner, and you know of another partner, you understand what I'm saying? And everything is good because, like I said, you're not going to do everything to everybody, you know, not in this day and age anyway. You know what I'm saying? You really got to know this person and that other person too. You know what I'm saying? So know what you're getting into. But as far as single and I have no kind of attachments, oh, by all means, bring it. Bring it. Bring it. I like to be overwhelmed because that's what it is to a threesome. It's just a fact, at least for a dude. And like I said, as a little kid, you looking at, or whatever, a horny little teenager, you saying that, guess what? You being overwhelmed by two women, and they're loving it. Everybody's loving it. You know what I'm saying? Your only concern is that you satisfy everybody. You know, and so I would express this. I mean, if I were to do it all over again, you know what I'm saying? I'm single now. Man, and, you know, this day and age, everybody popping eggs or some kind of stimulant to keep themselves up or whatever, some Levitra, Viagra, whatever. I'm going to do it because my thing is I aim to please, and that's how it should be, period. Within a relationship or if you're single, you should aim to please your better half. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Everybody got to get to that peak. If you can get it to that peak, for some people it might be alcohol. If it's to that point, trust me, it's a beautiful thing. Marriage, I don't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? Because not too many people will get down allegedly like Jada and Will.
Right.
You feel me?
Well, that's why I've always heard that too. That's how they get down. They have an open marriage and that's what they do. Now I actually kind of agree with your point. I mean, personally speaking, yeah, if I was single, yeah, of course. I mean, that, you know, like I said, that's every young boy's fantasy or whatever. But as a married man, no, I couldn't. That's, you know, because I couldn't put myself. I don't want to, like you said, it's about pleasing that other person. So you basically just said, okay, well, in my opinion, I think you put yourself in a situation where you said, okay, well, I'm not trying to be with anybody else but you. This is what I've said that I'm going to do for this marriage, so that's where I am. Now, I do think that from guys, our perspective on it, Erica, you can chime in on this if you like. I do think from a guy's perspective, I think a guy he's definitely willing to have a threesome with, you know, he's willing to have a threesome with a chick that he's just having sex with, but he's not going to have a threesome with his girl. He's not going to have a threesome with his wife. What do you think about that, Erica?
I know both sides of the fence. I have a friend, he's married, he's young, and him and his wife have threesomes regularly.
Wow.
And
nothing wrong with that. They're open. They are open.
Yeah.
I mean, they're open, but it's kind of creating a problem for both sides because now they're like recruiting on their own. So like, you know, he'll see a chick and like, oh, I think my wife will like, and he'll go up to her and talk to her, whatever, and then he found out that she's also recruiting on the side without him. So now it's kind of creating a problem because now they're not doing it together. They're kind of recruiting on their own. So yeah, so while I thought, oh, okay, that could work. It could be kind of cool. Now I'm like, oh, okay, now I see where the problem would lie. Because they've gotten a little comfortable with it.
Right.
It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that. We actually have a caller calling in. She was in the chat room. She's calling in now from area code 845. Calling you on the air. What's your name?
Trish. Hey, Kyle.
What's up, Trish? How you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
Hey,
good to hear your voice again.
Hey, May lady.
How
what
you doing,
what you got for me tonight?
I'm great. You were talking about threesomes and swinging, and my husband and I have swung, will swing, and will continue to swing.
Wow,
but it's not a thing, and we're married, you know, of course, and, you know, like...
How long you been married, Trish?
This year, 8 years, but we've been together 13.
That's good.
It's really all about being secure in your relationship. I mean, you really, really, really have to trust your partner. And, you know, it's not a thing where we would be open to the point like he could just go recruit whoever he wants. There's really rules to this thing. And, you know, I have to agree with who he would want to come into our, you know, bed or relationship or whatever, and he has to agree with who I would want to come in.
That's beautiful.
I got a question, Trish.
But you really, really have to be secure. I mean, we've done nude vacations for about 10, 11 years now. And, you know, you see all kind of stuff. You see all kind of swinging. And it's not that you have to get into everything. You know, it's all at your discretion to say yes or no. But, you know, it's really something that you can't just take anybody to some sort of resort, like keto, for instance. You have to be really secure. You cannot have anybody that has an inkling of jealousy with you, because girls will come on to you, guys will come on to you, and like I said, it's your discretion to say yes or no. But if I was going to say yes to somebody in advance from somebody, I would have to clear that with my husband. There's rules, like I said.
Trish, I got a question. With the people that you guys bring into you guys' relationship, now, is it just about sex, or do you guys like to get to know the person? Like, is it like a date? Like, do you guys go out for drinks and you get to know the person, or is it like
that depends. Like, we have a friend that I have in Chicago that will fly out to us kind of regularly, and she's a female, and she comes in and we do our thing. It's really, I'm completely not jealous of it. I've seen her with my man, and I have no problem with it. So it's usually with people? And so, you know, it's mostly like, someone I know or have gotten to know. But if you're at a resort, like Hito, for instance, it's just kind of a random thing. You may, there's not a whole lot of time to get to know those people. You know what I'm saying? They may be on the same vacation with you for a week or so, but that's the only time you get to know them.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So.
I've always wondered about that, like if you guys go on, like, group dates. But do you do that? Like, do you guys, the three of you go out together? And
It's really, most of my stuff, like, at home is at home. It's, you know, somebody coming into my home. It's not us going out and finding somebody and then things happen like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And this has caused no problems whatsoever in your marriage of 8 years. You said y'all been together.
Not at all.
Did y'all do it in the beginning, like in the very beginning, or was it something that?
No, because I actually kind of introduced my husband into it, because before my husband, I had done all kind of stuff, threesomes, you know, 2 guys, a girl, guy, you know, stuff like that. So,
girl, I need to know about the 2 guys. I have thought about that and thought about it, but like I said, I don't do anal, and I don't.
Girl,
that's a lot.
You don't just to have 2 guys. You don't have to do anal. You know, people think it's
right.
got to be. You know,
I ain't coordinated enough. I don't know if I can throw it back and fuck at the same time. Like I have to concentrate.
You just gotta be real relaxed with it, and you have to be with two guys that you're very comfortable with. It can't be just,
right.
You know.
I got 2 of them in mine too, girl. Okay. Me and Trish will have to off the call.
My wife and myself talked about it, but we never thought about crossing that plateau because I guess it was just a fear of, you know what I'm saying, I guess the hint of jealousy. So I think, excuse me, it's just kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here in front about it, you know.
Right. Most women, honestly, I mean, I think I'm really a rare breed. I mean, women that do this or people that do this are a rare breed because most women would not want to see their man with another woman, especially married.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's just, I have no inkling of jealousy in it. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's already a discussion of who we're bringing in or who we're not bringing in. I mean, I've refused some people that he has, wanted to bring in. So, it's really.
And that never caused the argument why he was like, why you didn't want to bring her in?
No, not at all. Mm-mm.
And was it just like a physical thing, like you weren't attracted to her?
I'm sorry?
Was it like a physical thing, you just wasn't attracted to her, or you just didn't like her attitude, or she was too clingy in the beginning?
It could be any of the above. It could be that I'm not attracted. Most of the time it's like not an attraction, not that I'm, really into women like that, but it's got to be some sort of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It can't just be anybody.
No butt ugly woman.
What you say?
She can't be no butt ugly woman.
Exactly.
She got to be some type.
She got to have something going on.
So that's important too.
I'm looking out for him too.
Okay, so that's something that's important to you because is it important that he's attracted to?
Absolutely.
Is it important that he's attracted to the woman? Okay.
Absolutely.
And you, what about you? What if he's attracted to her and you're not attracted to her?
Then it usually doesn't happen.
Okay. Now
it's got to be kind of a mutual thing. It's got to be, or else it's just going to be a one-sided thing. I'm letting somebody in that he's attracted to, but I'm not, and then it just doesn't feel right.
How? What about? Is it a situation where I know you mentioned a woman, but has there been situations where there's been a woman and a man, and you guys kind of swap or whatever, or is it just strictly just been a woman? You guys only brought a woman into your bedroom.
It's been both, and there's been swap, but there's also where it's 2 couples in the same room. It doesn't have to be a swap.
Okay. When you say 2 couples in the same room, just you would that be just you and your husband and
another couple?
Jim and Tina. Okay,
right.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
And
is that considered swinging?
Yes.
It can be a form, yeah, because there are people who are, like I consider myself a huge voyeur. I like to watch people. So that turns me on right there. So, and like when we've gone to nude vacations or Hito, so like I said, you see all kind of stuff. I mean, we've done it in the disco. It's like everywhere. So it's really something that's pretty unique.
So Trish, that's what goes on at.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't mind experiencing that.
You wouldn't mind experiencing? I'm sure you wouldn't.
I mean, I don't think my wife would be. I don't think she'll be open to that.
Right, and that's what usually happens. It's usually just the one person that's down and the other person that's not, and so it never really happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
And most of these places, like the nude resorts and stuff, they don't accept single males on their resort. Because they don't want single guys just running around trying to get into every girl they see.
Right.
So
definitely.
And you can come. You could work it as a single male, but you would have to come with a female friend.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I've been to a resort where we were in a hot tub, and there was this one guy, and he was just like by himself. He looked like a pervert sitting there, just like he was ready to jerk off in front of everybody, just looking. I was like, time to go. Yeah.
So now you and your husband have done these. You guys have done these resorts. Quite a few times.
About 10 years, because I said, I introduced my husband into that kind of thing because Hito was actually having a Miss Black Nude contest one year, some years ago, and
Miss Black Nude.
Yeah, and I surprised him. I just called him at work one day, and I said, babe, can you get away? And he was like, yeah, when? So we took a vacation like that next week, and I surprised him down there for his birthday with the Miss Black Nude contest, and it was on after that. It was so hot. Really, really nice. It's like a turn on for the entire week.
Wow.
Really nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up. As always, I appreciate you for tuning in. You said that you were going to tune in, you tuned in, and you off the chain in the chat room. Appreciate you for calling in, as always.
Kyle.
All right, have a good night.
Bye.
Have a nice night.
Bye.
All right, we got about 60 seconds. Yeah, we got about 60 seconds left in the show. First and foremost, I got to thank Erica and Larry for coming in and showing what big freaks that they are. I'm just joking. But got to thank you guys for co-hosting the show with me, and definitely want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all of you who logged into the chat room as well. The chat room was on fire tonight. One thing that I've learned from this show is that, and something that I've learned each week from doing this show is that, you don't really have all the answers, but what we do is we try to open up a dialogue. And I think one of the things that you probably saw is that we're not that far off as far as some of the things that we like. And some of the things that we like, even though we may differ in some of the things that we like, we all like some of the same things. And I think, some of the main things, and we're all sexual creatures. I said that at the beginning of the show. And so, once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. 12 Kyle, 12 Radio. Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to be talking about sports wrap-up. You guys have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Bye.
All right, y'all be cool, man.
Thanks, guys. Hey, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys for coming on. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was. I had the show. The show was set for an hour. 90 minutes, but it'll let me roll the show over another 30 minutes if necessary. We had I don't even know. Did we get? I think we got just about all the stuff that I sent you guys. Yeah. But yeah, great show. Everybody tuned in and everything. It was great.
It was great. We're definitely gonna have to do a tweet up.
Yeah, and Larry's in Atlanta too, so.
I done talked about dick and pussy with y'all. I can at least have a drink.
Exactly. And we can do it in Magic City. It don't matter. Larry's in Atlanta too, so that's no big deal. That's no big deal at all.
Eric.
So, yeah.
We can tweet up and at least have some dinner or some shit.
Oh, no question. I enjoyed it. I did a show before on sex, but it wasn't obviously as detailed as this, because I wanted to, and really the conversation stemmed from conversation me and Larry had on Facebook and the conversation we had on Twitter the other day, and I was like, I want to do that show. So a lot of people tuned in, a lot of people was in the chat room and everything, so it was crazy. And the chat room is still open. I'm going to leave it open for a while. People still in there talking because I don't think they want to leave the chat. I don't think they want to leave. But
I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to get on the chat side. I can't get on it. I've been trying to get on it since I've been on. I registered. I did everything. I'm trying to find out how to get on the chat line just to see, what's being said.
You got to look at your email.
Did you use the link that I sent you, Larry? Yeah, did you use the link?
I'm on it right now. I'm on it right now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it depends. Sometimes you can have trouble getting it because sometimes I have trouble, and that's why I try to get on. I try to get the show started, and I was having all kind of problems. I was having problems with my internet connection before I got on the phone. I was like, I'm gonna have to cancel the show, but it worked out. But once again, I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. It was a lot of fun. We'll definitely do this again.
Just call me and let me know, man.
Hey, you know it. Anytime, bro. Anytime. I'm going to let y'all go. Go ahead and get ready. I know folks got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I do.
I don't go to work till 3 o'clock, so I'm good.
Ah, hell,
man, I got it. Yeah, I got it. I gotta go, and I gotta catch. I'm actually out of town. I'll be back in Atlanta tomorrow, so I gotta catch a flight home. So I'm gonna be tired, but I'm ready to get back to the A. So.
All right, then, man. I mean, y'all got to school me on this radio stuff. I mean, I'm happy to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the website now, so I'm gonna be browsing for a minute, and I'll learn some more stuff on the website. But as far as the show, I love it.
Okay, well, definitely, man. Any question you got? I mean, it's free. You set it up any way you want, and it's like I told you yesterday. It's something I've been doing. I've been doing the show since January. It's been a lot of fun, man. I try to do different topics. Obviously, something like this, you know, I have more people listening or whatever. Like, and I really don't know how many people listen, but a lot of people listen. So, but it's always a lot of fun, and I think you know, once you get people listening and tuning in, and everybody that was in the chat room was real. You know, I think everybody was honest about what they felt, and I didn't get a chance to thank the people who called in, but that was just as important as well, because it's always good to get. And as you can see, we're not that far off as far as, I always say, we're all freaks. Some of us a little more freaky than others, but we all freaks. So,
right.
But definitely, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me tonight. And like I said, we'll definitely do it again.
All right, man. I appreciate that.
All right.
All right, man.
Y'all have a good
one. All right, y'all be good.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See.
If you work in university maintenance, Grainger considers you an MVP because your playbook ensures your arena is always ready for tip-off. And Grainger is your trusted partner, offering the products you need all in one place, from HVAC and plumbing supplies to lighting and more. And all delivered with plenty of time left on the clock, so your team always gets the win. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, visit Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Maybe you recognize this voice. Andy Betterman here of the injury law firm Greenberg & Betterman. For over 35 years, we've been helping people in the DMV with auto accidents and medical malpractice. Get a free consultation by visiting gblawyers.com and feel better.